Howdy, I'm Bob Terry. Welcome to the Forsaken Westerns. Up next, we have a show that is a bit of a mystery. The 16mm film we transferred this from says it's an episode of Screen Director's Playhouse, but we can find no record of it ever airing on that series. There's also a claim that it was an episode of Decision, but that claim, while correctly naming the actors in the episode, says it's about an investigation into the mysterious death of a minor. That is not what this film is about. This show really looks like a pilot to me, and it's very much like the series Tales of Wells Fargo. Our episode is titled The Tall Man, but it is not related in any way to the series starring Barry Sullivan and Clu Gulager. Our incredible cast includes Michael Rennie, Henry Brandon, William Phipps, Harry Dean Stanton, Baines Barron, Gene Wills, Ellen Corby, John Cliff, I. Stanford Jolly, and Earl Hodgins. Sit back, relax, kick your boots up, and enjoy this rare Western treasure, and we'll see you after the show.
Here she comes, Frank.
All right, move the horses out. Key to the safe.
I don't know.
You got 5 seconds to find it.
Come on.
This will teach you to remember where you keep things.
$50,000 and not a trace of them. I don't have to tell you, Ellen, what it would mean to my company to have to pay off on a policy that big.
Oh, keep those trousers 1 inch on the boot.
That's what the measurement calls for, sir.
Look, I handled the colonel's clothes in the Army. I'm taking care of them now.
Yes, sir.
Any leads, Mr. Carey? Any reports of large sums of money filtering through any town in the territory?
Nothing. Not one thing we can go on. The Dawsons know every lawman in Arizona, and they can spot one a mile off. That's why I've come to you.
Les, will you check
I already have.
Already have what?
Check the schedule to Clayton City. Train as far as Rollins, horses from there.
We'll do what we can, Mr. Carey.
I'm sure you will, Ellen. Good luck.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Colonel Allen, but this note came from Mr. Carey's office.
A wire from Clayton City. They've cut 4 of the Dawson gang.
What about the brothers?
None of the brothers, just the rest of the gang.
And the money?
No money.
We'll get down there right away, Mr. Carey. I'd appreciate you wiring ahead. Explain to the sheriff we'll need all the cooperation we can get.
You'll get it. Thanks again.
is an opportunity of a lifetime. For 25 cents a vault recorder, you are going to see inside all that is left, the mortal remains of the most desperate killers that ever came to our territory. Now, not only that, on the inside, I got a photographer there that for another 15 cents, I'll take a picture of you standing there at the car. Something that you could take home and prize for the rest of your life.
What can I do for you? I'm Colonel Allen. This is Les Henderson.
Oh, been expecting you. Got a wire from the insurance company about you.
Mr. Carey said you'd caught 4 of the Dawson gang. We'd like to talk to them.
Well, that's going to be pretty hard to do, Colonel.
What do you mean?
Oh, I caught them all right, but they didn't last long.
The vigilantes broke in last night and hung them iron a kite.
Sam, he's doing pretty good business with them, too.
Where were you when all this happened, Sheriff?
You don't seem to understand, Colonel. This whole territory has been in an uproar since those train killings. I've had my hands full protecting them Dawson women, much less the killers. Those vigilantes broke in here.
Vigilantes? You mean mob, don't you? You can call them vigilantes any name you like. They're still a mob. People hiding in a crowd so nobody will recognize them. A drunk with hanging fever passing it off as justice. And you let it happen.
Well, what's all the fuss about anyway? Killers like them ain't worth fighting for.
Well, maybe not. But law and order is. Come on, Les.
This is private property. Get back on that horse and keep riding.
I don't mind you shooting at me, but a few inches lower, you'd have killed a really good horse.
I'm warning you, mister.
Look, I'm rather unaccustomed to doing business over a rifle barrel.
Another one of them, Law? Well, where are the rest of your pig nannies?
I wouldn't know, ma'am.
Snooping around, asking questions. Well, if he's one of them vigilantes, you go ahead and shoot him.
I assure you I'm not. My name is Harrison. I represent the West...
We don't care who you represent. We don't want anything you're selling.
I'm not selling, I'm buying. For the Western Railroad.
Maybe you haven't heard, stranger. We're Dawsons. Us and the railroad ain't exactly on good terms.
Well, I'm still authorized to pay you $40 an acre for that swampland of yours down in the lower pasture. We're going to extend the branch line from Carson City. It'll come.
We're not interested. Leave him talk. No harm in listening.
Well, you lease the land from the railroad for 3 years. If the tracks are not laid by that time, you keep the land and the money.
We're still not interested. Now, simmer down. You got close to 50 acres in that swamp. That'd be...
$2,000, ma'am.
How soon could we get the money?
Well, the property's in Frank Dawson's name. We need his signature on this paper, and the money's yours.
Either you're dumber than I think, or you want more than that land down there. You know Frank's not here. We don't know where he is.
Naturally, I've heard about your brothers, Miss Dawson. My job is buying land for the railroad. Now, how or where you get his signature is none of my business. You just mail this paper to our St. Louis office when it's signed. My pleasure, ladies.
Good talker, ain't he? Now, we sure could use that money. Frank will send us some. You've been saying that every day for a month. The flour bin's empty and there ain't a cup of cornmeal left in the sack. Well, it's too dangerous for him to use that money now. You know that. Yeah, well, while they're playing possum with the law, we're sitting here starving. Don't worry, Granny. You won't starve. Mr. Appleby?
Oh, can I help you, miss?
Where's Mr. Appleby?
Oh, Horace is down with a tizzy, miss. I'm his cousin from Indiana. I'm trying to help out a bit.
Oh. Well, it's nothing important, just a letter I wanted to make.
I'd be glad to handle it for you.
Thank you.
Here it is, Colonel.
Big Pine, Texas.
Sorry, Colonel. Don't recognize any of them.
Well, we know they're here. The letter was addressed to Harry Little.
Nobody here by that name. Big Pine's a mine town. People come and go. We got cabins from here to nowhere and back. Why don't you wait till they pick up the letter, then grab them?
No, Frank Dawson's too smart for that. He'd know those papers were phony. He wouldn't go back to the others or the money. They'd have had to pick up supplies. Somebody must have seen them. You'll just have to find that somebody. Thank you, Sheriff.
Wish I could be more help.
Pretty open country, Colonel. Not much chance of surprising them.
There's one thing in our favor. We know who they are.
How much longer are you going to play that stinking game?
Take it easy, boy.
I'm sick of this place. What's the good of all that money if we can't use it?
The other boys got anxious. Look what happened to them.
Anything's better than staying in this hole. We get company.
Put that gun away. We're supposed to be miners.
So how do you know it ain't the law?
Just two of them and in broad daylight? See what they want, Bill.
Good day to you.
What can I do for you?
Well, you might stop this everlasting sun from scorching a man's neck. Or you might tell me why they refer to this savage wilderness as God's country. However, I'd be obliged if you'd just tell me the whereabouts of my good friend Timothy Shawn.
Timothy Shawn. Never heard of him.
You know, it's the same everywhere. Poor Timothy seems to have dropped from the earth. Well, we'll be on our way. Oh, would it be too much trouble if we asked you for a drink of water? It's dry as a rock we are.
Sure. Come on in.
Reggie, I hope you'll pardon our busting in on you like this.
These fellas want to water up.
Get him the bucket.
Thank you. Nectar. It's pure nectar. Try this.
You clumsy mick.
Hold it. Now drop your gun belts. Use your left hand. You two.
You're dead, mister. You hear me? You're dead.
All right, get in the corner.
Now that you've got everything your way, who are you? What do you want?
$50,000. The Western Railroad's money.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Let's take a look.
You're making a big mistake, mister. We're just miners. Been here a long time.
With no equipment?
Not a thing.
It's got to be here. That's strange. A wooden pegged floor and the planks nailed down. Hold it. Better watch that boy. Only two of you'll get to Clayton City. Let's take up that plank. I think you'll find $50,000.
Clayton City's a long way off. There are 3 of us, 2 of you. Good odds.
I think the odds are about even. Since you'll be leaving your guts here. Hold it!
What reward you getting for us, Colonel?
No reward, just my job.
You ain't getting rich, I know that. We could split that 50,000. Plenty all around.
Maybe I ought to listen to him, Colonel. It's a lot of money.
What would you do with your share, Les?
Well, I'll tell you. I'd get me some tailor-made suits, then I'd get an orderly to take care of them. And you'd be the only man in the country with an orderly who's got an orderly.
You should have listened to Frank, mister. Down time. You better move, mister, or I'll shoot your tall friend where he's sent.
Put it down, boy. During the war, a lot of prisoners made that mistake. Pity. He's gonna miss some good roasted rabbit.
All right, we'll hold up here. We'll rest the horses here. It's just a couple of hours to Clayton City. There's water over there for anyone that wants it.
What he wants to do, get out and lap it up like dogs?
You should have thought of that when you killed those train men.
Colonel.
You Colonel Allen?
That's right.
I'm Jurgen from Clayton City. You sure did a good job. All three of them. Never would have believed it. Did Sheriff Henshaw send you? Appleby told us about that letter. We're headed out here to give you a hand, but it looks like you don't need us. Now, we'll make it all right. Not them. They've come as far as they're going. Those men are my prisoners. As head of the Vigilante Committee, I'm relieving you of that responsibility. I'm taking the Dawsons to Clayton City. They'll get a trial like anybody else. Like they gave those trainmen. Now look, Colonel, we've got no argument with you. Give us the Dawsons, and then you and your friend can ride on. I'm warning you, Jurgens. I'll shoot the first man who touches them. You're talking mighty big, Colonel. Maybe you're a poor count. The way I figure it, 9 of us and 2 of you. Anderson, if they don't leave in the next few seconds, untie the Dawsons and hand them their guns. You're bluffing, Colonel. You're not about ready to turn those men loose. Now, why don't you find out? You'll either be right or dead. All right, Colonel. No sense hurting innocent people. I hope there won't be any more trouble. I don't think the Dawsons are worth any of you men getting killed. One more thing. I send a wire from Texas. The United States Marshal is waiting for us in Clayton City. He's got a very good remedy for hanging fever. Good day, gentlemen. Come on, let's.
Colonel, I don't know why you've done it, but thanks.
As I said, we're going to Clayton City. All of us. Come on up. Please, I'd like to talk to you.
We listened to you once.
Just a minute. Please. I spoke to the marshal. He promised me they'd get a fair trial.
What am I supposed to do? Thank you? They'd be free if it wasn't for you.
Well, they robbed and killed. I only did my job.
Will you please go?
Yes, ma'am. Well, here are the things Frank asked me to bring them to you.
Wait a minute. The vigilantes. I heard what you did.
I don't believe in mob law, for your brothers or anyone else. Maybe someday we'll meet again, Miss Dawson, in better circumstances.
As I said, this really looks like a pilot for a TV series where Colonel T.J. Allen works as a high-paid troubleshooter for the railroad, and along with his loyal assistant Les Henderson, week to week would pursue the scoundrels who would rob and wreak havoc on trains. I wonder if there's any more episodes of this out there. Perhaps there is an episode where Allen and Les do investigate the mysterious death of a miner. Thanks for watching the Forsaken Westerns. We hope you'll join us again. My name's Bob Terry. Have a great day.